So I'm going to go ahead and share my screen. If you are not able to hear me, please let me know. And okay, so if you do have questions, you can also join the Facebook page as well, which I'll talk about in a little bit. Um, because we do have a small Facebook community where people actually ask questions. I do also make some posts there as well. It's actually a pretty clean group where I don't actually post a whole lot of information on a daily basis. So many people ask me about the new construction, and there are different type of construction. What people have is like every time people buy a property, they actually think about, hey, what type of construction should I do, right? So construction is very general. A lot of people, what they think is when it's construction, they think about you know, doing something crazy, something really, really big. It would take like hundreds and thousands of dollars. That's what a lot of people think. But construction is basically remodel. Any change you're doing to a home is basically a construction. So that's what it's all about. So I'm going to discuss about different type of constructions that actually people do, especially investors. When I used to be an investor, I used to do some of that construction as well. So I'm going to give a little bit idea where I come from, why I became a realtor, and why I qualified to do this presentation. So I started real estate a long time ago, 7 years ago. Made a lot of money, lost a lot of money. I used to work for an investor who made me do all the work. So most of the agents, real estate agent, they become an agent by reading books, writing exams. I became an agent by working as an assistant to a person who know everything about real estate. So within my first 1 to 2 years, I learned pretty much everything that people learn over the period of 10 years because he used to make me negotiate contracts, buy homes, go to foreclosures, go to auction, be a landlord for his properties, collect rents, do evictions, do every single thing as possible. And but when I started my own business, I hired a lot of realtors that lacked all this knowledge. So most of the realtors were not knowledgeable about the disclosures and negotiating the price and terms. They did not have time to return my phone calls. Like sometimes realtors were busy and they don't want to reply to me. If I have like a very good deal I want to buy, by the time that I reply, I will lose that deal. They were not proactive enough to make quick offers, and they were unable to help me with the bids. And they also lack patience to show multiple properties. If I see if I see 3 to 5 properties, and then they will be tired. Hey, you know what? Do you want to buy any property we looked at so far? And also, they were not experienced enough to give me proper guidance on real estate problems and issues because they did not know about the construction. So if there is a problem in the home, they cannot see it because they're only used to kind of like making offers for the people. They lack passion in helping others. They suggested me homes that had problems because they just want to sell me and make some commissions, and they didn't explain me the process and the contracts and everything. So my goal is to kind of like help you avoid the mistakes that I made. So the first type of construction rehab I want to talk about is a soft flip, right? So basically what a soft flip does is it's also called like a lipstick rehab, right? So if you buy a property um, in a neighborhood which is like low income neighborhood, let's say you're buying a property in Tacoma, which is not very good area. Like, I mean, there are good areas in Tacoma, but let's say you're buying a property in a zip code where the average property homes are like 150,000 $200,000 maximum, and a lot of foreclosures happening in that area, right? What that means is you don't want to buy a property and spend $100,000 on it and fixing it, making repairs, doing all that work, because I mean, people are not really going to appreciate a nice, pretty home in an ugly neighborhood, right? For that reason, what you do is you do a soft flip. You do basic rehab. It's called like a low budget rehab. It's done in a small time frame. So what you do, the first step is when you buy a property or you have your own property, you actually get dumpsters and have people throw all the furniture. Then you rip off all the carpets. in the home, right? And if there are like if there are issues, like there are holes in the walls, you fix those holes, do basic stuff, and then you paint the home, and then you install carpet. Because if you paint the home, you might drop a lot of the paint on the floor, so you don't want to install carpet first you want to paint the home, then install carpet, fix minor issues. So if you see this picture, they did not do a whole lot of work. What you see is a difference is they painted the fireplace a little bit, and they replaced the carpet, and it's looking better, right? And just put a TV for a display, but they didn't do a whole lot of work, right? So this is like an example that I got online to show you. This is how a soft flip is done. So you basically, all you're doing is you're cleaning the home. You're getting a professional deep cleaner who is going to clean all the cabinets, take out all the dust, and remove all the moisture and everything that is in the appliances and all that stuff. And then there are some professionals who will make a 5-year-old tub look new by cleaning it very nicely, right? So you get deep cleaning done, you do carpet, you do paint, you make the home look nice and fresh, and then you sell it or you live in it, whatever you do. But that is called soft flip or lipstick rehab. Now, a second type of construction is called like a major construction, major rehab or remodel. So what that does is it actually, you're doing major stuff in there. You're breaking walls, you're changing plumbing. For this one, you have to hire a professional, a licensed contractor. For lipstick rehab, you can actually hire a handyman who does not really have, who might not necessarily need to have a licensed contractor license or anything like that. They can just do basic stuff. This one, you need to have licensed contractor because you have to pull permits from the city and get permissions, right? So in major rehab, let's say you have a home that is a 3 bedroom and 1 bathroom, right? Which is not very interesting, right? I mean, because if I have like 3 people living in 3 different bedrooms, we all don't want to use like 1 bathroom. So we want to add bathroom to it, which is a major um, change, right? So you have to hire a licensed plumber who is going to get, who is going to go to the city, pull permission, and do a new bathroom. They're going to do the plumbing, they're going to do the frame, mechanical, electrical for it, right? All that. So that is something major. The second thing is you actually add or remove bedrooms. Sometimes what happened, there is a bedroom on the main floor. Some people might be thinking, well, why would you remove a bedroom, right? Adding more bedrooms is a better thing. Removing bedrooms could be bad. The more bedrooms you have, the better it is. But that's not always the truth. Maybe there is a living area where there is a bedroom that is making the living area very small. And the living area might be very small and the kitchen might be closed. So they have to open up the kitchen to make the living area big. But the living area is small, so they have to break one of the bedrooms and make that bedroom a part of the living area, right? So if you see this picture right here, this is a closed concept kitchen. What they did is they broke the kitchen, they broke the wall, and they opened the kitchen, and it's looking nice and pretty, right? Where this new concept kitchen is open kitchen, where you don't really have to have a separate dining table, but the countertop, which is also called like an island, can also serve as a dining table, right? So, something like that, you actually can sit there and take your breakfast, whatever, everything, right? One more thing is when you are doing a major rehab, you have to get permissions from the city. If you break this wall might have plumbing, electrical, and many things in it. So if you just do something without getting permission, the city might fine you on it, because you would have to get permission, you would have to get licensed plumber, you have to do everything according to the city rules and regulations. You know, you have to get new appliances. If you're doing a major rehab, you can't sell it with the old appliances. And you also have to have, you know, things that are very new style. Like for an example, you actually have a two-door fridge, but you know nowadays like we're having three-door. Like two-door opens up, and then there is a bottom door at the bottom that is for the freezer, right? Some homes might also have architectural problems. Like, for an example, architectural problems can include, um, you know, a four-bedroom home where all the four bedrooms are very, very small. So what they have to do is they have to break like maybe two of the bedrooms and make a one single master bedroom. But you don't know which bedrooms you should break because there are load bearing walls. So there are like load bearing walls which carry the load of the ceiling. So if you break one of those load bearing walls, you might actually have problems in future where the home might fall or something might happen, or you know issues can be caused. So you have to get an architecture to come and design the entire floor for you, so that you can break the walls, you can, you know, make a living area, whatever. They know complex issues to deal with, and they will help you out with that. You might also have to get new flooring, right? There is different type of flooring, like laminate flooring, hardwood flooring. Laminate is engineered wood, and hardwood is a real wood, which actually hardwood is almost like, I don't know, three times more than laminate, depending on the quality you're buying. So every single thing you have to actually spend in lipstick rehab, you can probably get away in 2 weeks time, anywhere between $5,000 to $20,000, depending on how much you're actually willing to spend and how big is the home. In this one, I mean, this can cost you anywhere between from 30,000 to $150,000, depending on how much work you're trying to put in, right? If you're gonna get like laminate countertops, you're gonna get cheaper. If you're trying to get like, you know, granite countertops and expensive. So every single thing, it just depends on what type of work you're willing to do. This will take anywhere between 2 to 4 months. Average is, I would say, like 3 months to actually get it done. If the crew is on time and everything is good. Sometimes contractors have a lot of projects. They actually get greedy. They say, they don't tell you like they have four other projects they're working on right now. So what they will do is they will take your contract, and then they will not have their crew to be able to work on your project. So their crew will be working on other projects. Maybe they will come to your project once a week and not do their work on time. That will affect your, that will cause delays. So what you have to do is you have to put in the contract, if within 3 weeks the kitchen should be done, within next 2 weeks the bathroom should be done. If anything is crossing the deadline, then you actually put a fine. Like for an example, if the kitchen doesn't complete by April 15th, then you have to pay extra $100 for every single day that you are going to delay the project. The reason you do that, that first thing, that will, it will put a pressure on the contractor. Second thing is, you will also have expenses. So for an example, if you are buying a home and borrowing a loan, you're paying the principal, you're paying the mortgage, you're paying the electricity bill, you're paying the taxes, you're paying the utility bills. If it's condo, you're paying the HOA association. All these expenses are going to cost you every single month thousands and thousands of dollars. So if the contractor is going to delay, then you will lose a lot of money. That's what happened to me. I never put a deadline when I was new to the construction, and they actually kept delaying my projects because I was not very strict. And the other guys who were strict, they were paying more attention to the other projects. So you always want to make sure that you actually keep a set deadline for your contractors, so that every time they actually miss a day and they're delaying your project, you actually charge them whatever, $100 $200. per day that is being delayed, right? So another thing I want to talk about is um, tear down and rebuild, right? This might sound very crazy, like, man, like, I mean, this is a big project. I don't want to tear a home down and rebuild it. Um, there are actually, most people don't realize that tear down and rebuild is actually easier than um, remodeling a home that has a bad architecture. Because once you tear down a home, you can do whatever you want. You can design the home the way you want as long as the city approves it. The only problem with the tear down and rebuilds is you have to pull a permit to tear down a home, and then you have to pull a permit to rebuild a home. Pulling a permit for tear down is not that hard, but rebuilding is a little bit difficult though, because they want to make sure that you're building the home according to what the rules in the city allows you to do it, right? So tear down is done on a very old homes. Let's say that there is a home that is like about 100 years old, right? And if you have a home like that, then you might need to, it might have bad foundation, it might have weak bones, it might have weak beams on architecture and everything. Then those homes are hard to fix. And you might, like, the moment you break the walls, you might find asbestos in it, you might find lead piping, copper piping, and all those problems are very, very hard to actually replace. So what they actually do is they will actually, one second. So they will completely reconstruct the home, and then what they do is they will completely demolish the home and rebuild it, right? And one thing, what you need to look into is when you're tearing down the home, the cost to take to take all the material to the dumpster is costs a lot, because each dumpster is about $350, and it can go up to like $700 to $1,000 depending on how big the dumpster is. So you have to probably take, like, I don't know, maybe like 50 dumpsters or 30 dumpsters, depending on how big is the home, because you have to throw all that construction materials into garbage. Um, Teardown is also done on homes with bad architecture, bad foundation, homes with smaller square footage. Let's say the lot size is 10,000 square feet, but the home is built on like 2,000 square feet or 3,000 square feet. And the rooms are small, everything is small. It's very hard for you to do an addition to the home, right? Sometimes the addition costs a lot of money. And then instead of doing the addition and all that, you just tear down and rebuild it. Fire damage homes also. The problem with the fire damage homes, once you fix the fire damage homes, there will be burning smell inside the wood. So no matter how much and how nice you actually build the home, if there is a burning smell coming from the wood that is burnt inside the walls, then it's not going to help much. So sometimes it's just better to tear down the entire thing and rebuild again. Permit challenges, as I said, you know. Also, the cost to tear down and rebuild is very high. So you have to keep that in mind. I mean, you're not going to be able to get away with like $50,000 and $100,000. So it would cost like hundreds and thousands of dollars. So that is something to consider when you're actually trying to make a decision if you want to tear down or rebuild. So that's pretty much it. I like to keep this presentation short and sweet. I know some people join late. I will be able to, I'm gonna record this presentation that I'm already doing and upload it on YouTube and send the link as well. Since I'm also a real estate agent, this is a recent home that I sold. It was sold yesterday, not yesterday, actually on Friday, on March 26th. And it was a new construction homes, constructed by Quadrant Homes in Maple Valley. That's the address right there. And it took, the buyer bought this property about 1 year ago, and he bought a lot, and he was able to provide customizations and what he want, the color of the rooms, the paint and everything. And this home was building while the buyer was actually, going through the process, and he was explaining everything step by step on this home. And also we have a Facebook community. It's called Seattle Real Estate Community, where I don't allow anybody to post um, anything that is not real estate related. So it's like very clean group. You're not going to get like 5,000 notifications, or you're not going to find somebody selling a table or a chair there. It's all like knowledge based group, where we don't put any advertisements. I also have a YouTube channel. I just wanted to let you know, which is called Buying and Selling with Abdul Rahman. It's a new channel. I actually used to have all the videos in my computer. Now I upload it onto the YouTube so that people can access it. Um, now, if you have any questions, you can feel free to ask me. And if you're shy to ask questions, you can actually put it in the chat as well. So looks like nobody have any questions right now. But you can always text me on WhatsApp, or or call me on my phone if you have any questions. I'll be here to help you out. Okay, thanks everyone. Have a good day.